There are some people, I'll bet, in this room who are really into reading on technology, not on dead trees, on some device. And some of you, I'll bet, use a Kindle. And some of you, I'll bet, have begun to use the Kindle app on your iPhone. That is, one of them is a general purpose device, one is a special purpose device. The people who believe in the special purpose device really believe in it. The people who like general purpose like it. And like most consumer electronics, there's an element of how you relate to the device from a fashion perspective, how you want to be seen and perceived by the devices you use. Years ago, Italy was the first country that had a higher phone-to-SIM ratio, of greater than an N-to-1 ratio, because phones are fashion. People pop the SIM chip out and put it in. When I'm wearing a jacket, the devices that I carry might be different than when I'm carrying a purse.
You shareholders out there, don't worry. So let's talk about business models for a sec. You're mentioning Kindle. Sort of kindled that in my mind. I'm a Kindle owner, and I have to say it's changed things a lot for me. And there is a new business model there, right? One aspect of the new business model is they pay for the wireless. At the same time, the web browser is designed so that it's most useful for sending the money.
For the wireless, trust me.
You did, yeah, right, okay. But additionally, the ability to get books in 60 seconds has a huge advantage. I've mentioned to some people that a couple of weeks ago I had to give a talk Saturday morning about something I know nothing about, which I do with increasing frequency these days. And Thursday night I was grasping for data for this talk, and I finally found something on the web that pointed to a book that clearly had the data I needed for this talk, and it happened to be a Kindle book. So 60 seconds later on Thursday night, I had this thing on my Kindle and was able to prepare my talk. I don't know what I would have done otherwise, but there's a new business model in addition to a new device. Clearly, iTunes is a new business model. At some level, the iPhone is at least a new business model in terms of the relationship between phone manufacturers and carriers.
That's right.
In the technology space, you must envision other new business models coming along and be positioning the company to respond to them.
Well, there's a new business model associated with anything, certainly at a minimum, anything that can be delivered digitally. I mean, look what's happening to news. I'm not sure what the new business model really is, but certainly the old business model is impacted, and you used to have to wait and get the paper to read the news, or wait till the 10 or 11 o'clock news, depending on where you are. Now you can get it all the time.
So comment about that one, though.
You can get apps. You used to have to go to CompUSA or Computerland. Now you can treat software like ringtones.
So there are side effects. In the case of newspapers, 80% of their revenue used to be advertising derived. So the real issue isn't our unwillingness to pay for the news as much as it is that advertisers have different ways to reach us now, more effective and more targeted ways.
It's not clear as these new models come into play whether the revenue pool or the profit pool in a given industry is equivalent in the new world versus the old world. It could very well be that the business model, the fact that there is a business is sound, but that the net size of the pool has changed, and maybe a new pool has emerged. In news, we are going to have to find a new way of, if journalism is something that we care about, we're going to have to find new ways to subsidize it.
Right, yeah, exactly right. That's just right. So one subsidy went away, and we haven't yet found a new subsidy.